welcome back to my video. My name is Tasya Natali Sihombing. I am college student from Mathematics Education Study Program 2019 at State University of Medan. In this video, I will explain about chapter 10 is Hindu Mathematics Development. Okay guys, the first is History of Hindu Mathematics. Hindu mathematics or India began with the emergence of a civilization located in the Indus River basin in the 26th century BC and in the 14th century AD. Indian mathematics developed after China's mathematics and before the emergence of medieval European mathematics. Indian mathematics, this civilization is commonly called the Indus Valley Civilization. The cities they lived in at that time were arranged geometrically. Around the 15th century BC, the Indians were expelled by the Aryans who came from Central Asia. For about 1,000 years, the Aryans perfected Hindu writing and Sanskrit, then was born Vedanta mathematics which developed in India since the Iron Age. Around the 9th century BC, a mathematician named Satapatha Brahmin began to discover the following approximation, and then between the 8th and 5th century BC, the Sulba Sutras gave geometrical writings using rational number, prime numbers, the rules of 3 and cubic roots, calculates the square root of 2 to part of 100,000, provides method of construction, children who are approximate a given square, solve linear and quadratic equation, develops Pythagorean triples algebraically, and provides statement and numerical proofs for the Pythagorean theorem. In the year 550, the Hindus discovered the number 0 and wrote the layout system for numbers. Indian mathematicians have long discovered the number 0, but there is no symbol for it. Then, Aryabhata called the number 0 with the word Ka. Aryabhata has included 0 in the calculation system, not just an empty space. The Encyclopedia Britannica says Hindu literature proves that the number 0 may have been known before the birth of Christ, but no record is found with such a symbol ahead of the 9 years century. The brilliant idea of Indian mathematics were further studied by Muslim and Arab mathematicians. Al-Khwarizmi was the first to introduce the use of 0 as a place value in base 10. The system is known as the decimal number system. And the second is Hindu mathematicians. The first is according to Penny, 5th century years BC, it was Penny who formulated the grammatical rules of Sanskrit. The notation he used is the same as modern mathematical notation and used the rule of meta, transformation and recursion. According to Surya Siddhanta, 400 years BC, Surya Siddhanta introduced the trigonometric function of sine, cosine, and inverse of sine, and laid down the rules that determine the true motion of celestial bodies, which correspond to their actual position in the sky. And then according to Aryabhata, 499 years century, Aryabhata is an Indian mathematician and astronomer. When he was only 23 years old, he had success in making a great work. namely a book which he gave the title Aryabhatiya. Due to its popularity, it was translated into Arabic in the 8th century AD and then into Latin in the 13th century BC. Aryabhata also stated the relationship of the circumference of a circle to its diameter. And according to Brahmagupta Guptawas, the first is great Indian mathematician. His famous work in Brahma Siddhanta, which consists of profession and rules. Besides that, there are also Brahmagupta theorems that are exact, namely by using Archimedes' Heron's formula to determine the radius of the outer circle of a triangle. One example is when Brahmagupta made a formula equivalent to the trigonometric formula we use today, namely 2r equals over since A equals B over since B equals C over since C, which is rough formulas of Ptolemy's work. Perhaps the most interesting result of Brahmagupta is to generalize from Biron's formula to determine the area of a rectangle, namely K equals rough of SA, SB, AC, and SD. According to Madhava is considered one of the greatest mathematicians, astronomers of a Middle Age, and has made contribution to infinite series, calculus, trigonometry, geometry, and algebra. In the 14th century, Madhava of Sangamagrama discovered Leibniz's formula for P and used 21 terms to calculate the following. The third is Hindu number system. Indian numbering is based on the 10. There are several kinds of numbers in the India, namely Brahmi numbers, Gupta numbers, and Nagari numbers. Brahmi numbers, most of the positional numeral system that use 10 as the base, use throughout the world, are of Indian origin. The digits 1 through 9 in the Hindu-Arabic numeral system form the Brahmi numerals. The Brahmi numerals are found on inscription in cave and templates in the area near Pune, Bombay, and Uttar Pradesh. Different inscription, difference from of symbol. Brahmi numerals have been in use longer until the 4th century AD. Here's in one style of Brahmi numerals. Gupta numbers. The Gupta numbers period was the period during which the Gupta dynasty ruled all the way of Magadha in northern India in the early 4th century AD to the late 6th century AD. The Gupta numerals were constructed for the Brahmi numerals and were widely spread. By the Gupta Empire, the Gupta number then develops into the Nagari number, sometimes also called the Navagari number. This is the form of the Gupta number. Nagari number. Nagari number are often mentioned by Al-Biruni as most number because many were sent to the Arab world. Nagari number are often called Devanagari numbers. Indian numerals spread to part of the world between the 7 years and 16 years century AD and have spread to Europe at the end of the 5th century AD. Here is the form of Nagari numbers. Okay guys, the fourth is invention related to Hindu mathematics. The first is the Sulba Sutra, the oldest record of Indian mathematicians, contain appendices to religious Text that give simple rules for building altars of various shapes such as squares, rectangle, and others. This appendix also provides a method for creating a circle by giving it a square that has the same area, and contains an initial verbal explanation of the Pythagorean theorem. And then the second is the Siddhanta Surya. Notes that introduce the trigonometric function of sine, cosine, and inverse sine, and lay down the rules for determining the actual motion of the position of celestial bodies. The third is Basali manuscript. The Basali manuscript is a manual of rules and illustrated example and their solution, mainly about arithmetic and algebra as well as some geometry as measurement. The manuscript is estimated to have been compiled around 400 M. And the fourth is following. Aryabhata worked on an approximation to and may have come to the conclusion that is irrational, and that is research trigonometry. Trigonometry by Aryabhata in the book Ganita pada 6 Aryabhata suggests the area of a triangle, which means for a triangle the result that is perpendicular to the half side is the area, and then is results algebra. Algebra by Aryabhata, geometry, the basic and inspiration of the entirety of Indian mathematics in geometry. Geometry originating from India can be known through a record of the geometric construction of the Vedic priest called the Sulba Sutra. The Sulba Sutra is a guide for the construction of these altars from workings and explain the history of Indian geometry. Hindu geometry is primary for practical purpose. The first geometry regarding the erection of Hindu religious altars. The establishment of the altars is related to the Pythagorean theorems. Okay guys, I think that's all from me that I can explain on this topic of Hindu mathematics development. Please forgive me if I have mistake in my explanation in this video, and I hope I will be better in the next chapter. If there are criticism or suggestion, you can write them in the column comment, and I hope this explanation video is useful for you. Okay, don't forget to share this video on your social media and turn on the notification bell to get the latest on topic Hindu mathematics development. Thank you guys and good day.